Welcome back to another video from Dr. Lock. I had a call the other day from a guy who likes to work on his own locks, which is pretty cool, and he says he was talking about a device that only costs a couple of dollars to actually improve the security of your locks. And after a little bit of talking there, we finally worked out that what he was talking about were mushroom pins or spool pins or anti-pick pins. So I just wanted to quickly show you what they are. This is them there. So I'm going to pick a lock, put them in, and then see how it goes. So I haven't really mocked this up or anything. I'm just going to put them in and see what the difference is. They only do cost a couple of dollars, and if you want, we will sell them to you in little tiny drug bags like this. There's 10 of them. You can do 2 locks with it. And I'll give you a close look at it if I can. Can I zoom in? Maybe I can, maybe I can't. There we are there. So basically they're pins, but as you can see they've got like a little notch taken out of them. So that's a standard driver pin or top pin, but they've got this milled out little section here, or turned out little section. I'll show you how to make them as well if you didn't want to buy them as well. We do sell them, but some people, they might be working on Gainsborough or some other type of lock, and you might want to know how to make it. So I'm going to try and do this as quick as I can. Yeah, they will be on our website. They're not on our website yet. They come in little tiny bags like that. So first of all, I'm going to pick this lock. I'm going to a couple of different ways I could pick it. I could be using, I've got an electric pick gun. I've got just a click gun, or just a normal lock egg gun, or I could do a hand pick. I could do multiple ways, but the thing is, I just want to quickly show you you know, what sort of resistance they'll give. So I'm just going to be using a tension tool, cylinder, my electric pick gun. I'm pretty lazy, and I like this bad boy. It, you know, she kind of bangs like a dunny door, this thing. Doesn't take long at all. So I'm just going to pick it. As you can see, it's locked. There's my key. Bit of a crusty key. It's got pins in there. Let me just show you that. These pins are quite high, so it's fighting me all the way. Okay, so we've got pins in there. You can see. Everybody agree. That key is terrible. Locked into position. Okay, and it's picked. So it took a whole of a second. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change out some of those top pins. So there's our plug there. Let's just try 3 and see what a difference 3 makes. One, 2. So these are what we call top pins. In the US they call them driver pins. If I can get it in there. Got him. 1. 2. So it really doesn't matter which way you put them in. They're good pins made by Lab. So as long as you put them in the right way, well, you can put them in top or bottom, doesn't matter which side. They're good. Okay, now we've got 3 spool pins in. Let's see if we can beat our record of 2 seconds. Okay, picked yet again. Was more resistance, but definitely still pickable. So moral to the story is, yes, it will give you some more extra resistance. It will slow burglars down if they're trying to pick locks, and burglars are these days picking locks. They buy a tool like this, well actually not like that. They'll buy one of these cheap and nasty ones off eBay, and it is, you know, doable. So if you were to use spool pins, it will increase the security of your lock, but it will not make it completely pick proof. It'll just basically make it harder. Alright, so we do sell them on our lock shop. Put the guns away, and let's quickly show you how to make spool pins. What I like to do is just use a 9-pin, the biggest pin you can get. Then you get yourself a drill, one with a nice tight chuck. See if I can focus you up here, that looks better. And you want to do it flat side to the front. I have actually made these up on a job. Certain customers, I didn't have any spool pins at the time. So you put it in the jaw, smaller chuck the better, rotate it. That looks fairly true. Then you get yourself a nice little file like this. Okay, so the ones we had just there had just a standard slot in it. So I could do that just by holding this file right here. But there are other ones that have like little ripples. They make it even harder. So I'll just start off with a slot. That looks pretty good. Now if you get real tricky with the file, and we've got another one. Alright, so that's a basic example. I'm going to zoom in now and see if I can show you how that kind of looks. So there's a driver pin, and there's a standard pin. So come on, there we go. So as you can see, the new pin that I just did, I should have done it for a little bit longer, has these grooves in it. When comparing to one of our spool pins, it's pretty much the same sort of thing. When you apply tension to a lock, and you're picking the locks, instead of the shear line sliding up and down on this section, it gets trapped in this section here, allowing it to turn just a little bit, giving you a bit of a false gate, and that's what creates it and makes it harder. So using a standard pin, yes, of course it's going to be easier to pick because it slides up and down in its chamber. Using one of these spool pins or mushroom pins, it does get caught there. So it holds that pin there, as where you're trying to pick it, it'll actually get caught on one of these edges and give you extra security. These pins here are pre-made by the factory, so they're pretty much ready to go. But yeah, you can make them. I made that out of a 9-pin. I could have made a lot more fancy if I had, let's say, like a jeweler's lathe or something along those lines. I mean, I'm using a very barbaric DeWalt 18-volt, 10mm drill, and it's working fine. But that's just an example of how you could make it. If not, you could purchase them from us. And will they give you extra security? Well, we just saw they would. Maybe I got lucky. I'll give it one more go. See how long it takes this time. Maybe I did get lucky. Oh, there we go. Keep in mind that this is an older style lock, so the tolerances are a lot different. The pins in there as well don't have a proper dome on the top. They've actually been slightly filed, so instead of having a nice flat here, they're actually kind of dome shaped, which gives it even more tolerance. Also, I've been picking locks for many years, so I'm quite quick at picking locks. A lot of other burglars and things like that won't have that type of expertise. So, moral of the story, will these pins put more security in your lock? Yes, they will. And the tighter the tolerance on your lock, the better these pins will work. I'll give you one little quick example. Where is it? I can't find one. The new Lockwood 201 cylinders, they look just like this, but they have Asa Abloy engraved here. Those ones there, a lot more tighter tolerances, using mushroom pins and stronger pins, and they definitely slow you down. Okay, thanks for watching.